how Puerto Rican you are.
Yeah, he's crazy, bro. That's why I told him I'll smack him when I see him, and he better have security, because he is disrespectful. Like, he's just old. Like, he's just so disrespectful. And we don't come from that cloth, you know what I'm saying? We never got disrespected by nobody, especially a person that, like, we looked up to this dude, you know? He's Mexican, but we looked up to him. He's a legend in the sport. For him to come and try to trash our event.
Edgar Berlanga, I have a huge surprise for you July 12th. I'm going in for William Cepeda, but you know what? I cannot wait to see you. You say you're gonna slap me? I dare you.
Edgar Berlanga just hit Oscar de la Hoya with the surprise he teased, and it all went down in chaotic fashion just before his next fight. Berlanga and de la Hoya ran into each other ahead of the July 12th showdown, during a media day packed with fighters, promoters, and press. But what was supposed to be business quickly turned into fireworks.
He got a hate relationship with Canelo, but keep that on that side, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta jump rope on my and then come on my side. Like, you was just trying to sign me a year ago, you know what I'm saying, a year and a half ago. You was just on my you feel me, on my tutu. You was on my tutu for like 5 hours trying to sign me, you know. But shout out to
Oscar showed up for his fighter William Cepeda, but the moment he spotted Berlanga, he ditched the agenda and made a beeline straight for him. "I'm here for your surprise," De La Hoya told him. Berlanga didn't back down and stepped forward. Firing back hard, security jumped in fast. Still, you could hear Berlanga's threat loud and clear. "I'll break you in pieces. I'll smash your bones, fool."
All right, Edgar, we wish you all the best of luck. Edgar Berlanga.
And I want to say something too. Oscar de la Hoya too. He's always, you keep talking and talking. We're gonna smack him when we see him. You gotta stop. He's trying to f up the event.
After months of trash talk from the Puerto Rican star, De La Hoya just turned things up to 11. With Berlanga's big clash against Hamza Shiraz around the corner, Oscar reignited their feud by dropping what felt like a thinly veiled threat. Just hours ago, he took to Instagram, posting a video with a sharp caption bragging about Golden Boy's latest success. "Edgar Berlanga, after all that tea you spilled AO, wear all your jewelry. Can't wait for you to try that slap." And that wasn't even the wildest part.
Edgar Berlanga, you stopped your press conference yesterday to mention my name. You said you're gonna slap me when you see me next. Why? Because I asked to see your Puerto Rican birth certificate? Because you're not really Puerto Rican? I'm asking because when I fought Trinidad, he had the entire island travel to Las Vegas to support him. Or are you upset because I said you're a subpar opponent for Canelo?
In the video, De La Hoya lit a cigar, stared dead into the lens, and said, "Edgar Berlanga, I've got a surprise for you on July 12th. I'm pulling up for William Cepeda at you. I dare you to slap me." That tone, sharp as a blade. The jab, personal. It was a reminder that Oscar hasn't forgotten a single word Berlanga said a year ago. Whether Berlanga's all talk or ready to throw hands, this clash is now bigger than boxing. Queens is about to be electric.
These are the facts, bro. Don't let them get you rattled. Dude, you are not fighting me. You are distracted and better get locked in because Canelo's gonna tap that ass this weekend. Good luck and enjoy your first and last pay-per-view experience.
Now everyone's waiting to see, will Berlanga really deliver that slap he swore he'd throw? But the real question is, what exactly did Berlanga say that got Oscar this heated? Rewind to last year. Berlanga went straight for De La Hoya's neck. He slammed Oscar for hating on a potential Canelo fight, saying he was trashing their names, claiming they couldn't sell tickets or hit 100K buys. "If I see him, I'll smack the hell out of him," Berlanga declared.
Seen some stuff about with the whole like Oscar de la Hoya thing.
I'm glad to go away from him.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We're really good friends with Dana White, and he doesn't like Oscar de la Hoya too, I said.
Oscar de la Hoya has announced he's coming out of retirement to box again.
Cocaine isn't cheap.
I think nobody.
Because he's a vacuum, right?
Every time he's in problems, he don't have any fighters left. Ryan Garcia, because he signed with him. Now Ryan Garcia, I think he's in a problem with him.
Edgar Berlanga, who is fighting Canelo on September 14. Now he claims he has a whole country behind him. Edgar, bro, you're from Brooklyn. I think I'm more Puerto Rican than you are, and I only lived there for 6 years. Puerto Rico doesn't claim you, bro.
And now, the drama just got even crazier. Berlanga fired right back at De La Hoya's post with a jaw-dropping response. He shared a wild photo of Oscar chilling in a penthouse and wrote, "See you in New York, my little stripper." Yeah, actually happened. So what's next? A public stunt. A face-off in NYC. No one knows, but it's heating up fast. And after Oscar accused Berlanga of faking his Puerto Rican roots, Edgar clapped back hard, calling him salty for missing out on signing him to Golden Boy.
I told you to fight Canelo.
Canelo?
You know, in my prime, I would have just tapped that so good. Easy. Quick.
Easy work.
Easy work. He's flat-footed. He walks on quicksand, so anyway.
Oh, hello again. Guess what time it is? Time for your new favorite 5 minutes of the week, Clapback Thursdays. This actually might be my favorite one so far. So it turns out I'm not the only one who thinks Canelo is an arrogant piece of shit. Turkey al-Sheikh recently revealed that Canelo refused to meet with him in person and isn't entertaining any deals to be done with him. Why? Because he's outpriced himself so much that the Saudis don't even want to deal with him.
As his Canelo Alvarez fight draws near, Berlanga's going full troll mode and Oscar De La Hoya's in the crosshairs. It all began at the pre-fight presser, where Berlanga kicked off his campaign with jabs. But then he shifted gears, targeting De La Hoya, the same man who once tried everything to sign him after he left Top Rank. And why? Because Oscar fired the first shot. Remember, Oscar and Canelo have a feud so nasty, it almost turned into a fistfight. Berlanga even brought up Canelo's ped past and hinted that drama is why he ditched Golden Boy.
Oscar gotta, he gotta shut his mouth, man. This is the best in the business. People don't understand, like, Eddie came from the UK. He came from another side of the world. He came to the US and took over, you know what I'm saying? And he's taking it over so rapidly. So, De La Hoya is a crazy guy, man.
Senior, can I ask one question? Plant failed, Munguia failed. Why will your son pass the ultimate test?
We got the power, we got the skill. My son can box, he can punch. My son is a boxer puncher. That's the difference.
Yeah, obviously.
We're not going there to be running from Canelo.
But even before that, De La Hoya stirred the pot by mocking Berlanga's Puerto Rican identity, saying he barely lived there. And now Berlanga's flipped the switch, roasting Oscar for chasing him hard just last year. He didn't just fire, back he brought receipts. Berlanga accused Oscar of being obsessed, and then leaked parts of their private messages. It's no longer a Cold War, it's out in the open now.
Hey, we're gonna fight him.
It's easy to see where he gets his confidence from and his passion. You, my friend, you come across it.
I bring my son since he was 70 years at this sport. I run all his career. I built his team. And I know what my skills my son have. And we ready for it. Everybody talking about, them 4-5. Yeah, I put the opponents so he can last. You know why? Because you got to swim in the deep waters. If you don't learn how to swim in the deep water, and then gonna happen when we get a big fight like this. Don't fight that he won.
Right after that, Berlanga tweeted, "A savage shot. Get off my head, Oscar. You were dying to sign me last year. Flew in to meet me. And now I'll bring you a bag of coke. Idiot. Wild." He's trying to expose Oscar's hypocrisy and, maybe, get under his skin too. Remember, Oscar once tried to set up a Mexico versus Puerto Rico clash between Berlanga and Jaime Munguia. But now, the same promoter is getting torched for trying too hard to make that deal happen.
Oscar De La Hoya works for DAZN. So he's a complete idiot, to be honest with you, because his job is to put on good fights for DAZN. And he hasn't really done that with Jaime Munguia, has he? I mean, he's probably the worst managed career I've ever seen in the history of boxing, Jaime Munguia. His opponent list has been awful, other than Derevenchenko recently, who I know is your friend, but he's also a faded fighter. So what I'll do with Oscar De La Hoya is I'll speak to his bosses.
And Berlanga didn't stop at messages. He exposed Oscar's old interviews to where the Golden Boy founder repeatedly praised him and tried to make the deal. Oscar was desperate to sign Berlanga after he became a free agent last year, ending a long run with Top Rank. That split was clean. Coming right after Berlanga served a 6-month suspension for trying to bite Alexis Angulo during a fight. Yep, the same match he still won by unanimous decision. And now, with no contract ties, Berlanga's using that freedom to go scorched earth.
Wait, but All I'm doing is speaking facts. You know, when I'm spitting the truth,
You guys can't come.
what else can I say and do? I mean,
You guys.
that was just the truth. I'm not. I actually, yeah, I did want to sign Berlanga, but you know, he went with Eddie Hearn, and good luck to him. But I'm just speaking the facts. Thank you, Oscar. Bye, brother.
Not long after Berlanga revealed he was officially a free agent, De La Hoya started name-dropping him every chance he got, especially in interviews and on social media. The Hall of Fame 6th Division champ didn't ease up either. While promoting an upcoming Golden Boy card on DAZN from the YouTube Theater in California, Oscar randomly shifted topics mid-interview and said, "Shout out to Berlanga, come talk to EOCR. We'll fly to you." That desperation, hard to miss.
One day you're friend, the next day you want to talk about you. You know what I'm saying? Obviously you see what happened with Canelo. Yeah, we was talking Canelo, but you see what happened with Canelo. He signed a G5 deal with PBC. So, you know, he's on another network now. You know, so now I was like, all right, you know, what you gonna do? So we got guys like Munguia, guys like Golovkin.
Berlanga had joined Top Rank in March 2019, right before his 10th pro fight. His debut came in April that year, just 30 minutes from his Brooklyn home fighting at Madison Square Garden. Over the next 11 fights, he electrified fans by racking up 16 straight first-round knockouts. That streak ended in 2021 when he dropped Damon Nicholson 4 times but had to settle for a decision. Still, Oscar's weird gripe. He doesn't think Berlanga should claim Puerto Rico in the Canelo fight since he was born in New York.
I called you out for not being Puerto Rican. I simply spoke the facts. So you got embarrassed and posted a 14-year-old photo of me that the world has already seen and memed 1,000,000 times. Bro, why didn't you just post your birth certificate from Puerto Rico? Unless you don't have one.
Since Canelo Alvarez and Oscar split back in 2020, they've been throwing shade like clockwork. But now, Berlanga's right in the middle of it. Oscar didn't hold back. Edgar says Puerto Rico's behind him. "Bro, you're from Brooklyn. I might be more Puerto Rican than you." He laughed on Clapback Thursdays. He didn't stop there. Oscar also predicted the Canelo versus Berlanga fight would bomb on September 14th, then added, "Even I think Canelo's an arrogant piece of work."
My body that we can make happen quickly.
Do you feel like Oscar's being bitter towards you?
Yeah, man. Come on, I had to sit down with him right before, you know what I'm saying, I signed with Eddie. You know, he's a guy, I put him in there, man. You know, he just wanted to fight with.
Oscar even dragged the failed Crawford-Canelo talks into this. He claimed Canelo priced himself out so badly. Even the Saudis lost interest in that it's all because Canelo's ducking David Benavidez. De La Hoya then backed his business partner, Turki Alalshik, in ripping Canelo for choosing to fight Berlanga instead. Will UFC 306 steal all the spotlight? Maybe. But for now, this is Oscar versus Edgar, and Berlanga he already threw shots at Oscar before, right after one of his most hyped wins.
You're another lame who is offended by the truth. Come on, bro. In other news, Devin Haney had his comeback fight last week at the Orange County State Fair. I don't know if you've seen the full video, but Devin throws a punch at a civilian, all while standing in front of the Ferris wheel.
After cutting ties with Top Rank in early 2023, Berlanga was hunting for a new promotional home. Eventually, he inked a deal with Matchroom Boxing. After shopping around, Golden Boy Promotions made their pitch too, but Oscar De La Hoya couldn't seal the deal. And since Oscar has serious beef with Matchroom boss Eddie Hearn, Berlanga became part of the crossfire after his big win over Ireland's Jason Quigley. Berlanga and Hearn even teased a future fight with Jaime Munguia, something everyone wants except Munguia's own team.
And he missed! Bro, your dream has officially turned into a nightmare. And as always, the most important topic of every week. Canelo, you.
Oscar De La Hoya didn't hold back. He fired off a tweet right after the fight, mocking Eddie Hearn. #lonesome. Eddie, you couldn't deliver Berlanga to Canelo. Now you're throwing Munguia's name. The sarcasm hit hard, but Berlanga was quick to respond when reporters brought up Oscar's tweet at the post-fight presser. Oscar needs to shut his mouth, Berlanga said. Eddie's the best. People forget he came from the UK and took over boxing. Oscar, one day he's your friend, the next he's trashing you. Just look at what happened with Canelo.
Edgar Berlanga, who is fighting Canelo on September 14th. Edgar, bro, you're from Brooklyn. I think I'm more Puerto Rican than you are. Puerto Rico doesn't claim you, bro. And as I said weeks ago, this fight will not do well on September 14. Canelo, you're really making the wrong enemies. But you know what?
And here's the twist: if Berlanga versus Munguia did happen, De La Hoya would have been part of making it real. So why is he trolling instead of building the fight? I sat with Oscar right before I signed with Eddie. Berlanga revealed he's got itchy Twitter fingers, he just can't stop typing. Chill, man. Oscar's back in headlines, but not for the fights. While his legacy in the ring is massive wins over legends like Chavez, Gatti, and Camacho, he's now remembered more for his tweets than his titles. His final chapter as a fighter ended in 2008 after Manny Pacquiao gave him a brutal send-off.
Edgar Berlanga, who is fighting Canelo on September 14. Edgar, bro, you're from Brooklyn. I think I'm more Puerto Rican than you are. Puerto Rico doesn't claim you, bro. And as I said weeks ago, this fight will not do well on September 14. Canelo, you're really making the wrong enemies. But you know what?
Golden Boy Promotions brought Oscar success but also drama. The Canelo beef is still simmering. Ryan Garcia's ripped him publicly, and now Berlanga's firing shots. Edgar's feeling confident heading into July 12th, and he didn't hesitate to respond to Turki Alashik either after Turki said he'd be upset if Hamza Shiraz loses. Berlanga clapped back on X. The Saudi advisor clearly has plans for Shiraz after the fight, but Edgar isn't here to be anyone's stepping stone. He already scored a first-round KO in March. Kairaz, he's coming off a controversial draw with Carlos Adamzand. Many thought he lost that one, and that's a wrap. If you want more updates, drama, and highlights from the world of boxing, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got more coming your way. Until next time, peace.